Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to King's Quest 3. And just gotta save real quick because we're about to do magic, and the magic in this game really fucks you over if you get it all wrong. No, it's serious. Like, if you do one type of misspelling, or if you're starting the spell and you realize that, oh, you're missing an ingredient, you die.
Yeah. Oh, you fell one step and you're dizzy.
Yep, one
That is
pixel.
that is so dumb. Yeah, like this is an absolute nonsense. You said it. You mentioned about magic blowing up in your face, and I started laughing. This is an absolute non sequitur. But right before recording, I was just as I hang my clothes to dry,
Mhm.
as usual, I was thinking about the mafia.
Okay. About how they're totally based and red pilled. I don't know.
You have weird. Uh, I mean,
It was a joke, but okay. Like,
yeah,
why do you think
I would.
about the mafia more often than most guys think of the Roman Empire?
Not really. Although I think the Middle Ages a lot more than the Roman Empire. Although I probably don't need to tell you that.
I mean,
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
but yeah, the thing is, oh, this is loud.
Oh, well, I'm not hearing it, so get fucked.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I was thinking to close off for really no good reason. I remember about the story of I think the was it called the Valentine's Day Massacre, shootout?
I don't know much about the mafia outside of the fact that they're Italian. That's about it.
Not just Italian. I mean, give some credit to the Russians and the Japanese too. Oh, come on.
Okay, so there's the Russian Mafia and the Yakuza. So, there you go.
Yeah,
Even then, the Yakuza, it's like its own thing.
yeah. But here's the thing. There was a story about I think it's called the Valentine's Day Massacre when basically a conflict between rival mafia groups during the Prohibition era resulted in a bunch of guys being shot at a warehouse. I think it was a warehouse.
As per usual,
I'm
yes.
really rusty on the details about the Valentine's Day Massacre.
You just think about it
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I remember the character Johnny Tight Lips from The Simpsons,
Hmm.
and this character was based on a real mafia character, like a real mafioso who at some point after he was recovering in the hospital after getting shot. Police asked him, like, was trying to ask him, providing from information of who were the shooters, and the guy literally said, "Nobody shot me."
And he's like riddled with bullet holes.
Yeah, the guy like riddled with bullet holes. Nobody shot me. I guess it was just a barbecue accident. Who never had one of those?
Yeah. Oh, I saw that, I forget the guy's name. It's like, iFish or something like that, who did the, videos on the, King's Quest speedruns.
One short eye.
One short eye, that's it. I
I
don't know.
fish.
I don't know. I was in there. I was close. But anyway, apparently, you can write down the incantations, like what you're supposed to say for the magic spell to work without spaces, and that saves time.
Yeah, which is pretty weird when you're not used to not typing space. I mean, it's actually quite difficult if you're not used to doing that. It's quite difficult to type without spaces,
Yeah.
as you go by muscle memory. Like your thumb is just prying to go into the space bar. It is pretty fascinating how retardedly fast some of those games can go.
Yeah,
Like I used to.
It's pretty much just like the Sierra games, from what I can tell. That's like the only game that I can think of where it's like, oh yeah, there's like the fastest setting, which just clocks in on your CPU because they never thought, oh yeah, in like a year's time, everything will double. I guess no one at Sierra or heard of the man who demanded 1 grain of rice be doubled every day for 64 days. You hear about that story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was basically like a. I think he counted 64 because it's the number of
Uh,
it's
uh,
the number of squares on a chessboard.
yeah, 8 by 8. So he said, basically, for those who don't know the story, it's he said he'd solve the some issue of the kingdom if he was paid 1 grain of rice uh, for each square on the board, but on the second day it would be doubled, and on the third day it would be doubled of the last day, so on and so forth. And the king, being retarded, said, "Yeah, sure, that sounds good." Until he realized that by like day 10, like the number was ridiculous. And then by the day 64, it was like all the rice in fucking China couldn't even pay him.
Yeah. Let's take a let's make a little mental exercise.
Oh, I fucked up the spell, so I die. Anyway, so I think, yeah, okay, so I realized what the problem was. I tried doing the teleportation stone spell without actually having the stone. So that was my bad. I kind of got ahead of myself. Whoopsies. And that's why you save before and after every time you cast a spell.
So if I didn't do the calculation wrong, by day 10 it will be 1,024 grains.
Yeah, which is
No.
that's a fair bit. That's like 2 bowlfuls.
Yeah. It's not even that much. But like, I imagine by day 64 that amount would have grown exponentially to be like in the trillions.
Well, yeah, I mean it's 1 to the power of uh, is, sorry, fuck, I forget how this math works. Is it like 1 to the power of 64, or is it like 2 to the power of 64? I can't remember. But basically, it's like 1 times 2, and then that 2 is multiplied like 64 times.
Yeah, I think that I haven't done that kind of equation since I was in school because it never needed to, so I forgot most of it. But I think it's 1 times 2 by the power of 64.
No, okay.
Actually, give me a minute here. I'm gonna try searching for that.
Oh, for that equation? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, another fun fact, you don't need proper punctuation when taking this in as well. You can spell I with a lowercase.
What is the 2 to the 64th power? If you want to know what's 2 to the 6th power is 64.
Yeah, I just know that when you get to like those really high end like to the powers, if you type it in a calculator, they give you the E rate prompt back, and which basically is useless.
Let me see here. 2 to the power of 64 equals to 11 to the 64, which is, let me see, 1,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, okay, 18 quintillion, 446 quadrillion, 744 trillion, 73 billion, 709 million, 551,616.
Well, get to the rice
That's
fields,
quite a bit of...
motherfucker.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of rice.
Yeah.
Filthy Frank would be jizzing himself over that.
I miss Filthy Frank.
He's a musician full-time now, right?
Yeah, he's a full-time musician, and he's extremely successful at it too. Apparently, he has like a huge amount of fans who don't even know that he was once Filthy Frank. I still need to read the Francis of the Filth book, though. I bought it not too long ago, because it's like the last thing that he did.
For Christ's sake.
But
I searched for Filthy Frank, and just, one of the first things that I got, the reinvention and fall of Joji. How Filthy Frank became the king of YouTube and became cancelled.
he didn't get canceled. He fucking... He's fine. He just stopped.
Like, yeah, I mean, I think he stopped even before they could cancel him. I just have, like, I'm developing such a seething hatred for these rise and fall garbage videos. These rise and fall essays. Like, every time I see one of those, I feel like becoming a terrorist.
I don't know, Gok, it's a bad idea to say that, if only because, the CIA is probably listening in.
Yeah. We should find a name for the guy who spies on us.
Let's call him
How about
Doug.
Oscar?
You want Oscar? Okay.
Yeah. Oscar or Doug? Which one? How do we decide that?
Let's let the YouTube comments, decide that. Type in 4 if you want Oscar, and give the video a thumbs down if you want Doug. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, everybody will see that.
Yeah, so that way I'll automatically wait, because I could just say the video got 3 billion dislikes. You can't prove otherwise.
I can, I have the extension. His name is George Tsunoki Miller. Joji.
Yeah, I know Joji is more of a stage name that he has, but that's what I call him, because fuck it, who cares?
Because I think one of his parents is Japanese. He's Japanese-Australian. He was born in Osaka. Oh, nice. Yeah, and
I'm trying to think if Osaka was part of my trip. I know we went to Tokyo and Kyoto. If Osaka was somewhere on the way, then yes.
There are some videos where he speaks fluent Japanese.
Yeah, he's very good at speaking Japanese. Like, I've seen some Japanese people react to, like, some of his content, and they're like, oh wow, he speaks really good Japanese. Like, more specifically, it was, like, the, one video of, like, oh, what was it? Oh yeah, like a compilation of, Joji / Filthy Frank. Oh, I fucked up the spell. Joji, / Filthy Frank, talking, like, Japanese. And, like, the person reacting to the video was like, oh wow, that's really impressive Japanese he's speaking. I didn't think he, spoke Japanese. But, anyway, I forgot to take the nightshade juice. So, whoops-a-doodles.
Is there any NES on the table?
Are there any what on the table?
Well, the gray block on the table kind of looks like a gaming console.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck that is. I mean, the mortar and... Oh, I think it's supposed to be a brazier. Or, not a brazier, a brazier. I wish it was called a brazier.
Well, this game would have been in '87, right? So the NES would be out by then.
Oh yeah, the NES was out, but it was just they always made PC games. I think it was rare, if ever, Sierra made console games. Like, I think they've made a few ports, and that's about it. But, let's see. Oh, so anyway, that, fisheye, one-eye guy, I saw his video on why nobody, speedruns, King's Quest 3, and, yeah, it's a pretty shit-ass game to speedrun. Aside from the time limit, there's forced sitting around doing nothing, sections. And we're gonna be running into one of those, and it is so long and boring that I actually edited it out because I don't want to subject you guys to that type of bullshit. And let's see.
Will this blow up in your face again?
Probably. I probably just mistyped something like, I mentioned this in the last video, but I'll just reiterate that there are spelling errors in the manual that you're supposed to reference as part of the copyright protection for this game. So, if you go by the manual, the game will kill you because you didn't do it correctly.
Because the manual was wrong.
Basically. And
well done, Sierra. Well done.
But the worst part is that depending on what version of the manual you have, the mistake is different. So, like, I know that for the cat cookie that we created, it says to pat the dough, but that one's spelt wrong in some versions of the manual, and then in other versions of the manual, it's a completely different spell. So the the dough line is correct, but then the other fucking another spell is completely wrong. So it's like you have to go to school and figure out who got the correct manual and like trade and figure it out that way. You know, assuming you don't want to call the 1-800 number and ask Sierra what the fuck happened, because that shit costs money.
I'm just amazed that not only did it make a game with some of the most retarded puzzles in existence, they also made it so the manual, the thing that's supposed to help you, is completely useless. It's just useless. The manual is actually a hindrance. That is perplexing. Like,
Yeah, you guys think de novo copyright protection is bad these days. Oh man, back in the day, they told you to get a manual and they didn't even do it correctly. What people will do just to make sure that no one copies that floppy.
oh, goodness. Yeah. We talked about the thing blowing up in your face again. I just pondered. Have you ever wondered how many people in history had bombs blowing up in their, like, so quote unquote, in their faces?
You mean like
multiple times?
I
mean multiple times speaking. That is.
Oh, like repeatedly, like they made a bomb and then it exploded, and then you're like, you know what? I should try that again because he somehow survived.
I'm thinking in general, like, people who were fortunate enough to be caught in proximity to explosions. Like, I know that there was one guy who survived the two atomic bombs in Japan. Like,
he went, he was in the one town, and then he was like, oh man, that sucked. Let's go to the next town, and then that one got bombed.
Yeah, he survived the explosion on Hiroshima, and then he went to work in Nagasaki.
Jesus
and
Christ.
He was there when it blew up again. It's amazing, dude. Like, it's like genuinely amazing. Like, now that is a pretty fantastic case, and I think the guy even managed to live to a relatively old age. Probably died of
40.
cancer still, but yeah. I think it was like in the 60s, 70s when he died. Probably of cancer still, but
Yeah,
Still,
it's not bad.
for most people didn't get that far. But he like I remember thinking like regular bombs. How many people had that experience of getting something blow up, being really close proximity and surviving like more than one explosion?
Uh, well, I know we talk about him a lot, but Ted Kaczynski had a pretty low body count, considering that he did make bombs, because most of his bombs were either duds or they weren't powerful enough to actually kill somebody, even though that was his goal.
Yeah,
Oh, and I forgot to do an edit there. Whoopsies, my bad.
but I don't think he ever like did he ever send someone multiple bombs?
Not the same person, no, but he targeted universities and airlines mostly, and then a few other places. Uh, so that's why he's called the Unabomber, is because that was the only connection they could figure out, was that whoever's making these bombs was doing that.
If you hear a noise, it's because I turn on the fan.
Okay. Actually, I forgot to turn off my fan. Let me just check real quick to see. Huh, okay. It's just a regular tink every once in a while. I'll turn it down.
I wasn't even listening, hearing it.
Okay. Well, no, it's just that it's on the highest setting, but because it's a ceiling fan, the little cord sometimes hits against the light, so it makes a tink noise. It... Anyway, we dip the fly wings into the... I have to look up the word for essence. Essence. Where the fuck is essence? There we are, essence. Yes, that's how you spell it past me. E-S-S-E.
I find it very amusing how the two columns overlap.
And I spelt it wrong anyway. Fuck.
They fly wings into sauce. That woman has a massive head. What the hell?
Yeah, she has a massive head for to help support her massive breasts. It acts as a counterweight.
Sam, that was one of the dumbest things I've heard you say in my life. Oh my lord.
Anyway, so...
None of that made sense. I'm gonna hold that against you in the future, okay?
What? When women have big breasts, they have back problems. So if you have a counterbalance, that should counter it out.
I don't think the big head would help. Having like a head that is 4 times the weight of a normal human head would help the average human head.
Yeah, that's why the big breasts are there, to help counterbalance it.
Human heads can get pretty heavy. Like, it's kind of impressive, actually. Sometimes wonder, like, how... Like, if you get, like, a really enormous place, like Andre the Giant, like you mentioned in a previous stream, imagine how much a guy's head would weigh. Because his hand was the size of a head.
That is a very apt comparison. Did you know the largest giraffe is is taller than every other giraffe in the world?
Yes, I believe that. It still doesn't it still doesn't invalidate the point I made.
It kind of does, considering that you just said that Andrew the Giant's head was the size of a head.
No, I said his hand was the size of a head.
Oh, his hand. Okay. Because,
Yes.
well, even then, like, a human hand...
Because you haven't cleaned your ears today, so you're not listening correctly.
Well, even then, like, a human hand is, like, if you put it up to your face, like, your hand covers your face, so...
Yeah, it covers the face, but it's usually not the size of the head. Like, Andre the Giant's hand was very much like the size of a normal person's head.
Oh, okay, so that's the proportions you're going with. Okay.
Yeah, the dude was like,
Oh, and for those of
poor
you who
guy.
are paying more attention to the gameplay than we are, the reason why I did all that is that's how you're supposed to figure out that how to get into the bandit's hideout. You turn into a fly, you listen into the bandit conversation, and then you fly over into the hole in the tree to see the rope. So, um, let's see. What else are we doing? Oh yeah, I need to get that stone. So we have to go over here to this spider web.
Ever heard of that game for 13?
Yes, I have it. I'm beat it. It's pretty good, but unfortunately, it ends in such a way that they're totally going to make a sequel, but they never did.
Yeah, that was a shame. I was thinking about that level where you have to point the antenna at the guys, like the I forgot the name of the thing. I think you have to point at the conspirators to listen to their conversation.
Yeah, you do something like that in Metal Gear Solid 2. I remember that. Anyway, so we transform into an eagle to get past the spider web. Because there's a big, scary spider. So as an eagle, we pick up the spider, and we get rid of it.
Someone sent me a message.
Tell
It
that...
it wasn't everyone message.
Oh, okay. Tell them to eat a dick, and then it gets sent to everybody. And then you'll never get messages from anyone ever again.
No, it's for everyone, not from everyone. Okay? And I'm not gonna tell him to eat a dick, because otherwise he's gonna cancel anime night.
Oh, okay. You're one of those nerds that watch anime.
Yeah. Why aren't you watching anime, mister? I wanna move to Japan. How are you gonna mingle with the locals?
The old-fashioned way, by getting drunk.
Working 12 hours a day and getting drunk in the end with the boss.
Yeah. I actually heard that a lot of Japanese cultures and places are actually starting to get rid of that practice because no one likes it.
Going out to get drunk.
No, it's the idea of forced office parties. Because that's the reason why they all go out and get drunk, kind of thing, is because they have the old saying that you don't know what a Japanese person or what another person is truly thinking unless you get them drunk. So they do that to make sure that you're actually, like, you know, a good person, kind of thing.
If I'm rich, I can imagine myself like getting drunk and not being able to utter a single sentence in the language. Because I already slur in. I already slur my words when in my own language. Imagine like trying to go to a party in another country.
Yeah. Anyway, so after we killed the big bad, we just realized halfway through what the actual quest is for this King's Quest. And that is that we need to go to Daventry to save our...
And fix this man's TV signal.
No, it's a crystal
because
ball.
He can't, because it's clearly not... Yeah, fix his crystal ball signal because it's clearly not operating properly.
No, but what we actually have to do... Oh, and this is where you get the Amber Stone. But anyway, what you need to do now is we need to go to Daventry and save our princess sister. So that's pretty much how this Gwydion fellow is connected to the grander King's Quest series. So apparently we know King Graham in one way or another, or Uh,
I mean, you just gave a spoiler right
yeah.
there. You said his sister. So
Well, it's the Oracle told us it was his sister. So either this Rosella woman is either King Graham's daughter, or uh, it's some other king of Daventry later on down the line. Those are basically the only two options, unless it's a prequel, in which case, fuck me.
yeah, we're gonna tell a prequel telling how the old king managed to get to become old and single.
um, actually, uh, downloading the manuals from Good Old Games so I could actually, fucking figure out how to cast spells in this game. It also downloaded the first two manuals, and I gave them a read, and it actually does explain why in King's Quest One the land of Daventry is such a piece of shit, and why uh, Graham is sent to hunt down those three specific treasures.
Mhm.
Basically, it's the idea that in the king did have a wife, but what happened was that uh, him and his wife could not get like they couldn't bear a child for whatever reason, and so a wizard came up and was like, "I'll help you get a child going. Just give me your magic mirror." And they were like, "Okay." So they gave him the magic mirror, and then the wizard was like, "Toodaloo, motherfucker," and just ran off. So they don't have their magic mirror anymore. And then the queen got sick, and so a dwarf came by and said, "I have this magical ginger root, and here, I'll have her kiss it, and she'll be better." And she kissed it, and she was better. And the king was like, "Oh, thank you. What can I give you for it?" And he's like, "How about your shield that makes you invincible in battle?" And the king was like, "Okie dokie, here you go." And then the dwarf ran away, and then the queen got sick and died. And there was something else like really fucking stupid too, like how he lost the gold. It was like a last ditch effort to save the wife or something like that, and some guy came along and said, "Hey, give me all your infinite gold, and I'll help you out." And he was like, "All right, I got nothing else, so here's my infinite box of gold." And the guy was like, "Psych, see you later."
So basically, the king was basically like a mess. I was about to make a very topical joke about current political scenarios, but I think it's better not. The king was just a massive idiot, like a gigantic retard who kept getting bamboozled by people.
Yeah.
By the way, a chest of infinite gold. I'm sure that's not that's a great idea, right?
Yeah, you'd think that they would put more use to that chest of infinite gold, but
No, I'm just thinking like the chest of infinite gold. You might as well just call it the chest of infinite inflation. Cause like basic economics, dude. Come on.
well, sure, but you think about it this way. Gold is the best metal to use if you want to generate electricity, so that's infinite power. Yeah, you didn't think about it that way, now did you?
Yeah, I didn't think about the dark side of the force. Yes.
Anyway, now we got the rub stone power, so every time we rub stone, we teleport somewhere. Unfortunately, it's random every time. And because we're in the house, we can only teleport in the house, but if we're in this overworld, we can teleport anywhere in the overworld. Though it kind of raises the question, why would you do that when, we have a map that can teleport us anywhere and directly, but, details. But anyway, we need to get to Daventry. And you know what the best way to get to Daventry is, right? Goke?
No.
Okay. Pirates, of course. So we need to, oh, pirates. What we need to do is, convince these guys to take us aboard their ship. And sadly, I'm talking to the barmaid, and the text box doesn't pop up for whatever reason. Whatever. So, talk to the pirates. Alright, they want some gold, so let's just give them whatever we have left from all that shopping we did.
The tagline for everything that happens in this game is, well done, Sierra.
Now, when you go see the Oracle who tells you your next quest, you have a half an hour to talk to the pirates and get on their ship before they take off, and then you're a dead man walking because you can't complete the game. But anyway, we had more than enough time to spare because we did all that shit beforehand. So now we get onto the ship, and we're immediately bamboozled.
Do you think they got I don't know if they managed to improve the color palette in the game, or it's just that they had a better art direction by this time?
I think it's probably better art direction, because I'm pretty sure it's still the 16 colors. It's just we didn't actually get the really better King's Quest games until 4, 5, and 6 came out, where they really took advantage of like 16-bit graphics. We're still dealing with 8-bits.
I do recall seeing a video at some point where they were was talking about the pixel art design in old computer games like the Pool of Radiance games, and like some of the games in the Gold Box series, and how they progressed through this throughout time, and like they managed to get around the limitations of the system to get some pretty impressive pixel art done.
Yeah.
Because they were like in the first games in the Gold Box were very limited, and also like how they handled pixel art and like how they managed video. I was talking about. I'm gonna see if I can find it later.
Okay.
Share it with you, like how they handle the.
Anyway,
limitations of the system.
This is the only reason why I'm sitting around waiting with these mice. It's because if you sit around long enough, they will mention that there's buried treasure. And that's probably where the mice are going.
Thanks, talking mice.
Well, the reason why we can hear what the mice are saying is because we put dough covered in dog fur, reptile skin, and I think... What else? It was another ingredient. I can't remember. But anyway, oh yeah, fish oil. We dumped that into dough, and then we separated the dough and shoved it in our ears. And now we can hear animals.
Oh.
Anyway.
Of course. Like, I mean, everyone knows that.
Anyway, so jump on the box. There we go. And I guess we fell off. Alright, let's try this again.
Isn't that a button to retype like the last command?
Yes. I don't learn what button that is until King's Quest 4. Because in King's Quest 4, there is a sequence where it is obnoxious how you have to do it.
Oh my lord. Why can't everything just be... Why can't the letter just be simple in this game?
Maybe it's easier or safer if you go right instead. I don't know. I'm not really in any hurry to replay this fucking game. Let's just say it this way. All right. So we got all of our possessions, and now it is time to wait until we hit land. Guess how long it takes for us to hit land? Come on, Gok. Guess.
Enough time to file your taxes, I presume.
You're not that far off. It takes 14 real-life minutes to get from Ludon, where we started, to Daventry. And you have to wait the fucking 14 minutes every time.
Enough time to speedrun, like, four other Sierra games. Multiple times, even.
Yeah, like, I saw that video, and the guy said that a common thing that speedrunners will do when they're speedrunning King's Quest 3 is that they will play Ocean Man, and they'll go off and do something else. So they'll play another video game, speedrun a different video game, and some guy even said, like, yeah, like I had some like laundry to do, so I brought it up from my dryer and folded it, and then I came back to the game and I was like, oh good, I still have 5 minutes to spare. It's, yeah, like a speedrunning strat where you just sit around doing nothing for 15 minutes. That fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Maybe I should have chosen now to go. Like, maybe I should have chosen now to go like hang the clothes to dry.
Don't worry, I'm just exploring the place just to see what else I can do. Spoiler,
Like
not much.
Seems like the pirates are big fans of heraldry.
Heraldry?
Yes, heraldry.
Oh, because of the shields, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
that is weird. Maybe they're supposed to represent the flags, because I know that's how ships communicate. I don't know. It's weird.
They got the flag of England twice.
Yeah, they're super English.
They're the worst kind of pirates.
They're nowhere near the Caribbean. I've only seen the first two Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but how are the other ones? Do you know? Have you seen those?
I remember, yes. I've seen up to the third one. I saw the third one before seeing the second, and I was like lost throughout most of that movie. Like, a lot of that movie, I was thinking, what are these people talking about?
Yeah, because I think the way that 2 and 3 were is that they were supposed to essentially be one long movie. Oh, I died.
Yeah.
So guess what we have to do? Wait around even longer. Nah, just kidding. I do.
Oh, Lord.
I think I do edit this, so I guess I'm trying to figure out how to put the crew to sleep, because you can put them to sleep, but the problem is that you need to be in a certain area, and I'm trying to figure that out in real time. Oh yeah, I also need this shovel, which I spelled wrong.
Which is funny, because the way you wrote, it's still pronounced as shovel, going by English logic. English language logic.
English
So
language.
you got it wrong, and you got it wrong, and it's still the same pronunciation.
Yeah. The problem is that the English language does not have any logic. It's just is.
The English language, the laws of the English language were made by people who were probably not sober.
Yeah. Like I told you, the whole I before E rule, right? And how even it has its own inconsistencies, and even accounting for those inconsistencies, there's an inconsistency within the inconsistency.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that.
Anyway, so I edited it, And now we can look at the map to see how far along we are. And apparently you can teleport outside of it, but I did not know that. So here's how we do this. We have to pour the sleeping powder on the floor. And I'm just waiting around until the right time. I'm waiting. Alright. I decided to do it. Alright. And then we say slumber henceforth as soon as Land Ho is called.
Surprised I'm sure I hasn't made a movie, a video about King's Quest 4 yet.
Oh, the eye guy?
Yeah.
I didn't check. I didn't double check, but if he didn't, my only guess is that King's Quest 4, to give a bit of a spoiler on that one, it's a very, very girly game. Like, I know that the King's Quest series is written and designed by a woman, so it has a lot of female sort of influences and sort of like how fantasy is kind of thing, but even by those standards, my God, 4 is a very girly game.
Yeah, I know that I don't know about 4 anything really, but I do know that 7 is even girlier. Like 7 is pretty much a Disney movie, Disney inspired game.
Basically, but even then, that's like 7, I would say, is probably the worst out of the series, if only because it was sort of like, or at least the first 7, I should say, just because there was nothing really interesting or unique to really say about it. It just kind of is, and whatever.
Is 5 the first one with voice acting? Is there voice acting in 4?
No, 5 is the first one with voice acting, and 5, another fun fact about it is that it was Sierra's and... Land Ho, fantastic. So now we cast a sleep spell and everyone falls asleep except us. Hooray! So now we can wander the ship and do whatever.
I do find it funny that like they brought in voice acting in the series right out at the time to introduce one of the worst characters in the series.
What was it? Oh yeah, the Cedric, the fucking shitty ass piece of fuck owl no one likes. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So, for King's Quest V, I'm not it was definitely the most expensive game Sierra published at that time, but I'm not sure if it was the most expensive game ever published at that time. For it had a budget of $1 million.
Woohoo!
And that's back in 90s currency, back when it wasn't complete dog shit.
Yeah.
Of course, these days, that's like chump change, even if you accounted for inflation, because now games are like $5 billion to make, and then Square Enix is like, oh, it was really disappointing that the Tomb Raider games only sold like 5 million copies. We were hoping for 60 billion to, help cover the costs of the hair physics engine that we made.
But it's absolutely necessary that we hired celebrities, man. That we hired some Kiefer Sutherland and Jennifer Lawrence to do the voices, and that we render the skin imperfections. Like the game would not be the same without it, man. The game would not work without it. Absolutely. Why is that place in the ship without a roof? Why do they have like the framing of a roof but not the roof?
So that you could collect the rainwater. Duh.
Where?
Well,
I'm not seeing buckets.
Well, Well, see, it drips off onto the railings, and then the railings are funneled down underneath. So, come on. It all makes sense. Anyway, so we just sort of hop into the ocean, it doesn't matter. We avoid the shark, because the shark is scary. we just make it to land. And once we're at land, we can find the secret buried treasure. And I think I skipped over the mice dialogue a bit too quickly, but they said to take 5 paces from the palm tree over east and then start digging. And yes, the magic map does fill in here too, so we could technically teleport wherever. But we have to go there first in order for it to appear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we dig. There's no...
hole. Where?
Yeah, right here.
No, I would imagine Sierra being dickish like that. Like, give Nightingale to Grandma, and they like this, like give the issue in the last game, like where they would absolutely about you specifying who to give this stuff.
Yeah.
So I would imagine them being really dickheadish. Like, did you write dig hole, and they dig hole where? I'm not putting them being like that. I'm not putting past them.
Yeah. I mean, like as much as I talk shit about these Sierra games, there is a weird charm to them. It's hard to explain. It's one of those you have to play it to sort of understand where I'm getting at. You know?
Is that you developing better wife syndrome? With
Probably.
Sierra games?
I mean, probably, but I will admit that like once they got to their 16-bit era sort of games and they got out of the 8-bit, they got a lot fucking better. Which isn't saying a whole lot, but still. But it's just one of those things where it's like Sierra did their thing and it was weird and wasn't that great, but, you know, they did it and they're unique for it, you know? So, I can appreciate that.
Hey, blue tree. Oh, a lot of them.
Yeah, they're all blue trees.
Yeah. I was looking at the one right at the bottom left.
Yeah, that's more of a shrub. But anyway, I'm not sure how exactly you're supposed to get by the Yeti that's over in the next few screens without rubbing the stone. But unless you can, like, turn into an eagle or a fly and just sort of go past that way. And here's me trying to figure out where the fuck am I supposed to go. Because it's definitely not that way where it looks like it wraps around the mountain.
It was very pertinent time if you decide to save.
Yep. Save early, save often. That's the motto. No, what you're actually supposed to do is, I think... actually, I forget what you're supposed to do. No, you're not supposed to follow the stream. I could have sworn you had to climb up that little stream bit. Let's see. No, it's not a real tight corner. Don't worry, I figured it out eventually. I'm just kind of showing off just how silly this perspective is.
Do you go for completion points on this one?
Yes, I go for completion points all the way up to 6 so far. I've recorded up to 6, and I have to do 7, and I'm debating about 8. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to climb up the stream, and then you get over to this area. And now we've hit into Yeti country. And you can't do anything about the Yeti. You just have to deal with the fact that he exists, so that's why I said you have to rub the stone, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think you could probably turn into an eagle or a fly and just sort of go over this area.
Those are my favorite parts of every playthrough of King's Quest.
What, the Yeti?
No, like the climbing of
Yep, I didn't type rub stone fast enough, so now I'm going to be his wife. Oh, it's unspeakable demise. Ah. I tried to rub the stone while I was in his grasp, but it didn't work. Feels bad.
Sierra. You suffered a fate worse than death.
There we go. I rubbed the stone, and he's very confused. Hey, we appear literally 2 feet down. Fantastic. Oh, and here is the fun part that everyone loves, is the climbing this rock face, because it's not 100% clear where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to do. Like, what is considered, climbable or not. Like, for example...
It's tradition.
Yeah. But, like, for example... you can climb this, but because I didn't do it exactly correctly, I fall off immediately.
I feel like we've been there before.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Come on. So, you climb... Okay, so I save so I'm a little bit closer. Then I hop... Nope. Fuck. Come on. Yeah, I had to be a foot over. And then there's this tight little corner because you have to be just at the right angle, because if you fuck up, you fall over. And you think you could climb up, but no, you have to climb down and then make your way over here.
Oh, Lord.
If the game will allow me. Come on. Come on.
You think
there we go.
You'd think Sierra would have learned by now.
No, this is only their 3rd game, and they have like 16 other series that they're working on. And then you climb this wall to get over to here, to then go over here. And that's how you're supposed to climb the mountain face.
Yeah, I think the relationship between them, between these games and the fans was very much abusive. Very much an abusive one. Yes, I love the King's Quest games. Don't worry about the bruises. I just fell down some stairs.
Let's see. Actually, I know that Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean was the topic was a while back, but something I did a while back was actually binge watch a bunch of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trials, and my God, it is fucking hilarious how that trial turned out. Like, it's... Oh, come on, game. You don't know what a stump is? Eat my ass. Alright.
Poor Amber. The patriarchy really did a number on her, didn't it?
Yeah. Okay, to be fair, this is a point where you're supposed to slip down. And this might look familiar.
Rolling down a flight stairs actually it was actually meant to be.
Yeah. Do you recognize this area? How about this
Uh,
area?
no. I
Okay,
block memories of these games, okay?
okay. We are in Daventry. This is the well that we went down to fight the dragon. It's filled with rocks. And here's a gnome.
It was filled with rocks because King Grandma wanted to suppress the memory. King Graham.
Yeah. And of course, this is like one of the most important dialogue boxes that didn't pop up. But basically, this gnome is explaining that Rosella is our sister, and we are actually named Alexander, and we are the son
How
of
do
King
you
Graham.
know?
Hmm?
How do you know?
How does
What
this?
information are you hiding, Gnome?
I don't know. He's a fucking gnome. Gnomes know a lot more than they lead on. All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, and this area here is supposed to be the stairway in the side of the mountain that we walked down after we got the treasure chest from the giant. So we're going up to the clouds now.
And King Graham just ordered it to be demolished in the hopes that he would kill the dwarf that robbed him.
No, we never ran into the dwarf, so we didn't suffer not being able to finish the game because of it.
And you there just learned about the diagonal movement.
I just learned about the diagonal movement. Look
Putting
at
it to good use.
And yeah, the safest way to do it so you don't fall down is basically rub your face against the wall on the north end and then hit the diagonal button.
Is it one of those cases where the animation slowly pushes you for closer to the edge?
A little bit. I think it's more like the other way around, where you constantly get caught on the north wall. But anyway,
Yeah. You ever heard that story about speed runs of Twilight like the low percent speed runs of Twilight Princess?
no, not so much Twilight Princess. I just know that everyone hates the fucking. Hey, there's the three-headed dragon that we were supposed to kill. I forgot to put on my invisibility juice. So, boop.
Oh, jolly. Well, who hasn't forgotten about the invisibility juice at some point, right?
Yeah.
Because I was watching some videos about the low percent speed runs of Twilight Princess and how they're over 20 hours long. Like they're like over a dozen hours long because the vast majority of speed run you just spend looking at a rupee because the animation of when Link is looking at the rupee cycles, but since it's missing a frame, like it's missing the last frame, it it slowly moves your character backwards. So like you can clip through a wall because of that. Fucking hilarious. And like it takes so long that at some point in the story you have to clip through a wall in the Arbiter Grounds. So you just spend like 10 hours looking at this rupee and while you let the game run. It's awesome. Dude, like I think the speedrunners, the speedrunners just they play this low percent one, and then they just leave the game running while they speedrun other Zelda games.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
You just missed the command I had to type in to create the storm just now.
Is the command a type racist post on Twitter?
No, the command was storm brew churn it up. Oh, come on.
Untie rope.
Untie rope. No, I have to be right behind it. No, I can't cut the rope. Free girl. What's a free? Oh my god.
What's a free? Oh god. Cut rope. Talk to him and tell her to shut up.
There we go. I had to say untie girl. Because rope was a bit too specific as to what I had to do there.
Yes. You should just make the when you get when you get out to post this video, you should just like King's Quest 3. Well done, Sierra.
Anyway,
because otherwise like I would be repeating myself a lot every time I think about that. I think that woman walk.
nah. There's a dragon head in the way. It's hard to maneuver. Although, this game is pretty revolutionary in that they have jiggle physics.
Were they the first ones? Probably not.
No, but, there is a thing in King's Quest 3 speedrunning communities. It's a joke speedrun, but it's how fast you can pet the dog in the shop. And that was mentioned in the that guy's video. And he mentioned that Can You Pet the Dog Twitter account mentioned that this was the earliest instance where you could pet the dog, which is actually incorrect because it turned out there was another game where you could do it. It was a text-based adventure game.
I actually searched like first game with jiggle physics.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Wikipedia breast physics. In video games, breast physics or jiggle physics are a feature that makes female's breast bounce when she moves, sometimes in an exaggerated or unnatural manner. Shut up, Wikipedia. We didn't ask for your opinion. We didn't ask for your input on the ethics of jiggle physics, okay? The first video games in which breast physics were a notable feature, was the fighting game Fatal Fury 2. Which features the character Mai Shiranui. So the first one where it was a prominent feature, but not one where it was introduced, because as we clearly see here in King's Quest did it first.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done, King's Quest. You're a first at something.
Oh, did I tell you I got banned by Can You Pet the Dog Twitter account?
Really?
Yeah. Basically what happened was that Can You Pet the Dog did the usual thing that Twitter accounts that gain a large following do, and that they did a political grandstanding. And then they said, oh, if you don't support me and what I say, then you're a horrible person. And I just typed back saying it's not so much the fact that you're supporting a cause, it's that you're using your platform to do it when people aren't here for that. They're just here to fucking find out if you can pet dogs in video games. And I got banned for that.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, most people were not clamoring to hear Can You Pet the Dog's political takes. Wow, King Grimdar just ate the protagonist.
That's why we had to go visit King Graham. He was very hungry. Anyway, the reason why Daventry looks like shit right now is because the magic mirror that tells the future went gray after Alexander got stolen. But now that we're back, it clears up. So now we can tell the future and everything is all fine.
Wow. I guess the magic mirror was depressed. Oh my goodness.
Oh. retrieves his adventurer's hat.
This old hat that I have been through a lot together.
And he throws it, and who's it going to land to? And I kind of spoiled it already, but you can guess who it is. But they cut it.
Next game, I think.
Yep, but they cut it just before someone catches it. So we'll have to figure out who catches it in the King's Quest IV, the extra girly version of the King's Quest series.
I know nothing about that game, but there is fierce competition on that regard. Considering like the 7th game.
Yeah, like I said, it's very twee. So it's
one way of saying it.
Yeah. And I think we just sort of hold on here because I kind of forgot that I thought a credit sequence was about to pop up or something, but I guess not, or I was supposed to push a key. So that's it for King's Quest 4. Or 3, sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time for 4. Have a nice night.
Bye-bye.